Hey, welcome to part 2 of What the French Toast, featuring the ongoing battle between Auntie Jenny and Dinalva. Before we get started, real quick, just in case I hadn't done it in the last podcast, please do one of the 5 things, if not all 5. The very first, like. Second out of your day, help us push our stuff out to more people. Comment. Good, better, or different, let us know. Again, we can't grow if we don't know. Subscribe. Get in on the fun. 4, notify via the notification bell. Be in line to be one of the first to view as new content drops, which is pretty much every other day. Share. If you like it, chances are one of your people may like it. Why not let them in on the fun? All together, they make the world a better place to live because we like to have fun. And we hope that us bringing this stuff to you every day, or every other day, or however often we bring it to you, makes your day a little brighter. And with that being said, back to the video. Now, if you remember last when we left, Auntie was raking Dinalva over the coals with some help from Pearl, from Just Pearly Things. Shout out to Just Pearly Things. And without further ado, let's get back into it.
Buy a filter jugging rather than buy bottled water. But I mean, if your idea of hardship is not being able to buy clothes for a year, well, God help us all.
That'd be
not
so easy for me. Like,
yeah.
I would.
Right off the bat, if your idea of hardship is not being able to buy clothes for a year, can you truly be an immigrant? It's like a rich person saying, "Oh, I'm broke because I'm spending all this money." Oh, the poor person goes, "At least you have money to spend." The delusion of people in general, and to know in particular, is jaw-dropping. Does this look like the picture? Does this to you look like the picture of someone who's had any sort of hardships? Not saying that she doesn't or she hadn't. Well, do you think she can relate now? She'll tell you she can. Hit her up on IG.
I was just thinking, I'm like, I mean, I've bought a lot of clothes this year for the show.
Yeah.
But I'm like, before that,
It doesn't.
barely, like a little bit. I got clothes from my mom. Like,
I know, because I saw that really nice dress you had from your mum. I think I'm going to challenge myself this year. I think my New Year's resolution, I don't normally make them. I'm not going to buy any clothes. I think I'm not going to buy any clothes for a whole year.
will you make it?
Yeah. Yeah.
What should my New Year's resolution be?
We got to wife you up.
How to find a man.
You got to find you a man. We got to wife you up. You got to get you cooking and shopping and budgeting and yeah. They're going to do sort of like a £30 a week menu.
A 30. Oh, I thought you meant like.
Not like a 30-day like fiance, nothing like that. We're going to do like, you know, because a lot of women complain and now times are so hard. But we're going to do a whole week's £30 to feed maybe a family of 4. And you're going to be doing the cooking.
Okay.
We're going to do that.
That sounds.
We're going to do that for
30
our
pounds
store.
a week on groceries?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm down. I'm
Yeah.
so down.
We're going to do that and eat a good healthy meal. Healthy's the key word.
Are you
Yeah.
saying I can't eat my cookies?
No, I'm saying that you can make your cookies because Pearl made these cookies are fantastic.
They're good, aren't
You can
they?
make them. I love anything with oats in, especially cookies. That's what I've been munching. But no, you can make cookies because
I make them from scratch.
I know they were really
Yeah.
good. And the thing is that a lot of people go out there and they will pay to go and take the child here and pay to go and take the child there. But you get a child to make cookies with, and then you've got an activity that don't cost you anything because you've got the stuff inside the house, and then you've also got cookies.
Yeah.
So you don't need to go and buy cookies.
I was.
Pay attention, modern women. There's an activity that you can do with your children. Doesn't cost you anything because all the ingredients are at home. And you're bonding. It's bonding time. It's family time. And believe it or not, a child remembers that. And you be doing something, and a child just spring that on you. I like it when we bake cookies together, Mommy. And that in itself is such a beautiful thing. Because you're thinking, it didn't cost me anything. It cost me 15, 20, no, half hour with the mixing ingredients and everything. And this kid is happy. Because he's getting something he likes and he spends time with his parent. You can't ask for better than that. Every now and then, and I'll let you know before I do it in the future, but every now and then, Auntie Jenny drops some pearls of wisdom. That's not to say she doesn't drop them any other time, because the woman is a non-filtered person. And we need more of that. Because good, bad, and indifferent, you hear her. Whether you choose to impart the wisdom that she passes on or the critique or whatever, that's up to you. But it's out there. It's off her chest and out into the world. So at the end of the day, she can say, I gave him the info. Now, my fault they didn't use it. Back to the video.
I just like making cookies with my mom.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what people need to do. Spend time. Fathers and mothers, spend time with your children. Bake.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
My granddaughter can do it. Anyone can do it.
We've almost lost that, I think, with technology in our generation, where it's like everyone's on their phones and like on their iPads in their rooms and stuff. It's like then they don't have the same like memories almost.
And the thing is that everything is out there. If you really wanted to know how to cook, you could go out there and Google it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even sometimes some traditional meals that I do, I think, oh, well, I wonder if I would just go and double check it online in case I've missed out anything. You know, but no, you need to get out there and do it.
Google is your friend. I cannot say that enough. Google is your best friend. If you want to know something, it's pretty much safe to say Google will have that information. All you got to do is find it. Type in a few words into the search bar, hit return. Milliseconds later, you got thousands of hits, thousands of options. It's just a matter of scrolling to the one you want, clicking on it, and going from there. Google is your friend. YouTube is your friend. The internet is your friend. Because for all the bad things, and there are legion, that the internet has done and needs to be accountable for, there's a lot of good too. There's a lot of good. It's just a matter of parsing through the weeds to find the gems. It's that bloody simple. I'll say it one more time. Google, period, is, period, your, period, friend, period.
It's so easy just to get some cheap meat, you know, cheap cuts of meat, and do the slow cooker overnight, and do the rice cooker 15 minutes, and then you just, and if you put the rice cooker on, keep it on, just fill it up, And then just, when it's cool, put it in the fridge, stir fry it. You can do so many different things with it.
30 pounds a week.
Yeah. How do you think I got my house? Yeah. But no, it can be done.
Wow.
It
What do
can
you
be
buy
done.
with 30 pounds a week?
Lots of vegetables.
30 pounds a week is roughly $45 a week. It can be done. It's a hell of a sacrifice to be made, especially in today's age where there's so many conveniences that they nickel and dime you to death. For example, I love Disney Plus. I love watching Star Wars content, Marvel content, National Geographic on occasion, Disney stuff. I love it all. $7.99 a month. Netflix, $14.99 a month. Amazon Prime, $9.99 a month. That's $22 a month on 3 services. If you have cable. Internet is another one. All this nickel and diming stuff will set you back in the end, because it's never the big things. You can budget for the big stuff. It's the little things that get you. And like she said, it's doable. It's a big sacrifice, because now you're watching your pennies as well as your dollars or your pounds, whatever currency you tend to work with. You watch them like a hawk. Back to the video again.
She doesn't like vegetables, you see. Pearl doesn't like vegetables, but she had a really good stir fry today.
Can we do 40 pounds and add in fruit?
Oh no, fruit's going to be in there.
Okay.
Because you see, when people say that things are really expensive, the supermarkets, they've got this five a day. So you'll find that every supermarket now normally they do like 7 different fruit and veg on offer. Some of them call it Super 6, and certain supermarkets they call it. If you Google Super 6, and you'll see that every week, so you can go within walking distance and you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would be buying, out of that £30, we'd be buying protein, we'd be buying vegetables, fruits, vegetables. That's why I said it's going to be a complete healthy meal.
Mm-hmm.
There's not going to be any lacking.
Mm-hmm.
I hope U.S. markets or supermarket chains are watching right now. It's one of the things that I miss about living in England. There are a lot of things that they didn't do that they do here that I would be well out of my wheelhouse with. But things like that. Like going to the supermarket and buying food, not junk. Food. And it being affordable. The downward spiral of America began when some big wig up in corporate McDonald land said, we're making money, but what will happen if we lower the prices and made it more affordable? Well, we'll adjust them later and bring them back up. But let's let everybody in on it. And began a scenario from when you got it every now and then as a treat for yourself or a treat for your family to an everyday occurrence. It is cheaper. No lie. It is cheaper here in America to buy your food than it is to shop and do it yourself. Now, there are some things that will definitely prove the lot on that. But it comes back to this. You can buy a well-rounded meal or a week of meals on 30 pounds or $45. A family of 4 here is easily $100 a week. And that's not eating as good as you would over in the UK. Because vegetables are so expensive. Produce is very expensive. Everything's expensive. But bringing it back to Auntie and Dinalva, let's continue.
And if you're vegan, I can do it for vegan. If you're vegetarian, we can do it for vegetarian. Even if you're diabetic, we can cut out the sugar and we can change it for diabetes. But it can be done.
So we do the 30-pound a week thing.
Yeah.
Then what else? What else should I put on my New Year's resolution?
I think we need to get you out there. We need to get you out there. I need to do a show where these men. You're not going to be here, but I would like to do a show. Come on, date Pearl show, where the men come onto my show, and they just basically sell themselves.
Oh, on why they should date me?
Yeah,
You think guys would do that?
yeah. There's one of them on there that is on Instagram, and he says, "Auntie, I want you to hook me up with Pearl." Yeah, but yeah. Oh, we can just do it and put it in and out. Yeah, it's all right. But yeah, so I think that's what needs to be done. We need to have that kind of show.
Interesting.
Yeah, but you won't be here. That's the key thing.
Well, you know, if I'll think they're cute.
Oh no, you see, it's nothing to do with you. And then after that, we're gonna do it like old school. We're gonna go back old school. We're gonna have them here, and I'm gonna interview them. And then I think like out of like 5, we'll just drop them down to maybe like 3, and then we'll get the viewers to vote on which one they think should be the one you go on a date. And then I choose where you go. I choose where you go. I choose the question that's asked, and we send the cameraman follow you on your date from every bit, and I'll be there giving him tips. I expect him to open doors. I expect you to be a lady, and so that's the way I want it to go. So we're gonna whittle it down.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Your child is more likely to be an angry rapist. He's more likely to be in a gang. He or she.
No,
Hang
no.
on. Children that come from single parent households, specifically single mother households, are subject to all of those things.
Back to the video. Again, he speaks facts. All those things that he's mentioned are statistically linked to children from single mother households. Again, there are some kids who rise up and despite their upbringing make it for themselves, but they are the exception and not the rule. So that being said, again, why would you put the kid in a disadvantage by cutting the father out of their lives? And that's a question that modern women should be asking themselves in general. Why would I want my child to be another statistic on a spreadsheet when I can bite my lip, swallow my pride, and try to make this work? Here in America, it's way too easy to get a divorce. Especially now with no contest or no fault. You don't even have to have a reason anymore. You can divorce somebody because they don't like the way they brush their teeth. You can divorce somebody, you don't like the way they do their hair, the clothes they wear, the fact that they pass gas in a movie theater. All right, that was a bit of an extreme, but still, you can do that. You can do that. And the judge will be, okay, fine. Then come the marital assets division, and then that's it. That's all she wrote. Back to the video.
Okay.
From when and it can range from 60% of the children.
You need more detail to my story then.
To 80% of the
We don't need more detail to your story, because whenever you tell your story, you change it. You keep on changing your story.
children.
Because what you're saying, you just...
Hang on, but
True that. The best way to find out if somebody's lying or not is to listen to the story. If it doesn't change, they're pretty much telling the truth. If it doesn't change, they're being truthful. If it changes, it's suspect or not, and the eyebrows will be raised like thinking, and you start to pay attention. Because you're listening for when it changes and what about it is changing. Back to the video.
You're just
but
generalizing.
the fact that you would
He's not generalizing, he's going by the majority, he's going by the stats, he's going by the majority. You should be aware of that by now.
But she's not. She's not, Auntie. She's not. Why? Because it doesn't fit her narrative. She's cherry picking. Because that fact, that statistic, doesn't fit in her wheelhouse. So she doesn't hear it.
use that.
I would
can I
choose
just-
Shows
to
how
compare
Hang on a minute,
Well-
hang on a minute. Can I just say something, right? Because I like to go by what I know. This is where she's really irritating me now. This is where, and I realise that I shut my eyes, and I always shut my eyes. I don't know why. Look at me, hands up in school and shut my eyes. Because I just need time to talk. Excuse me, can I speak? I close my eyes because I'm just visualising that somebody can't be this dumb. But then I open my eyes and she's there. I don't know about
Here it
stats
goes.
and all that. This man here was in a relationship, thought it'd be forever. It got messed up. He's now co-parenting.
Yeah.
Would he have chose to be a co-parent in the beginning? No.
No.
You're going out there and you're choosing. The only reason why he's co-parenting, because he knows that by co-parenting with his child's mother will put his child at an advantage. But
True. But even more to the point, and I guess a bit selfish, but it is what it is. He's still in the child's life. By co-parenting, he has some say in that child's upbringing. And again, going back to the previous video, it wasn't by choice. He tried to make it work. It didn't work. They broke up. I can rock with that. I may have something to say about how it happened and why it happened. But all in all, that's cool. It happens. Dinalva is making a conscientious choice. She chooses to co-parent. She chooses to have the child by herself. And she'll be one of the first people complaining that the guy isn't doing enough. Or the guy's not giving enough. And knowing her, the guy's not giving me enough money. He's not taking care of us the way I'm used to being taken care of. And that's a story for another day, but in a nutshell, it is because you were living that way before I met you. My money made that possible. So you're not accustomed to it. You're expecting it.
otherwise, if they're doing what you're doing, you're putting your child at a disadvantage. But this is a guy that's been there, done it, got the t-shirt, and you still won't listen. Selfish.
So
That's selfish.
Sarah's face says it all. He's looking like, okay, yeah. What you got to say about that? And Dinalva being Dinalva, has an answer for it. Will it make any sense? I doubt it. And again, what Auntie says is true. You're talking to a man who's done it for 10 years. 10 years. Has a stepson and his own child. Because his ex had a baby before he met him. This goes back to listen, because he's saying facts. So all you need to do is listen. You've got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen twice, speak once. It really is that simple. It's frightening how simple it is. And yet, here goes Miss Delusion spewing her nonsense.
This instead of falling for the trap like he did.
Falling for the trap. Now she's gonna come back and slag off Sarah. Now she's gonna come back and slag off Sarah. It's not Sarah's fault his missus cheated. You know, now she's gonna come back and slag off Sarah. And she just don't learn. She just twists it now. And that's why he was doing the program about sign and communication. And everything she done was that sign and lack of communication and understanding. And he
Sign language. Shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right. And she did all 4. He fell into the trap. So now you're saying that women are predators. Is that what you're saying? This after I got you women because I know these things. So hit me up on IG and I'll help you through it. Were you lying then or are you lying now? I need to know because I know you're lying because you are lying. The question now is, when were you lying? Or to put it in crime drama speak, how much do you know and when did you know it? You implicated yourself. The question now is how and when.
Here she goes, trying to say, well, all right then. The same way when she said, well, sod if the men are getting abused then. If this can happen to women, who cares what happens to men? Now here she goes.
Going through somebody that you didn't get on in the end, and now you're comparing and probably having friction. I'd rather go from the beginning. Wait, let me land. I would rather go from the beginning.
People need to stop saying that. You're not an aeroplane. You're
True. And that is a quintessentially British thing. Let me land. Are you an airplane? And let me land. When did you take off? When did you start flying? And again, this poor man. Thinking, how the fuck did I get involved with this? I came here to have an intelligent debate and conversation, and I'm stuck with Dinalva. I'm stuck with Dinalva. How did that happen? I feel for you, buddy. I really do.
not an aeroplane. I don't know where it come from. Just land. Just say what you got to say. Don't let me land.
Beginning and saying, okay, we're gonna have a baby. It's like, yeah, girl, we're gonna have a baby. We have the baby.
Did I really say that? I think I was just getting stressed out. Somebody mentioned in the comment. Did I really say that? I've just heard it. Yeah, I said don't fuck.
Go to your side, I go to my side.
Nah.
And we co-parent. We have a good relationship.
She's even giving me a headache thinking about it now.
Yeah.
Now, can you hear all the noise in the background? Because we just had enough of her BS. It was just enough. And the thing is, she's so delusional that she would just sit there and go against everybody.
And that, Auntie Jenny, is because she needs to hear herself talk. She's a narcissistic delusionalist. She has to be right. You can't be right because you have your own opinion. She has to be right. Statistics, facts, figures, they're all be damned. Screw them all. I'm getting a headache. And I'm just reacting to reaction video.
If everybody's saying the same thing, look in the mirror.
The woman is the one that stays with the baby anyway.
Yo, Dinalva.
That's wrong to start with, because women like you don't deserve to have no child. Being a single mother, then if you have a child and you decide to go out there and choose, you are one mother that should not be having a child.
True. Now, if she can have one, she will. Because she's not thinking about anybody but herself. And that is the recurring theme throughout any Dinalva video that I have, that I do reactions on, or you may come across or whatever. Everything. It's the world according to Dinalva. This is her world. We just live in it. And you got to have next gen stupidity to be this entrenched in your own bullshit. This is a special kind of stupid. This is next level stupid. And I try not to use that word a lot. But in this case, it's true. You've got a room full of people showing their dissent. A room full of contrary people who are not on board with what you're saying, and you still power through it. Let me land.
You are what? The father should have the child. The father should have the child. So the mother shouldn't always have the child. It's 99% of the time the father would make a better parent.
Shut up, Auntie talk. Auntie. When you're talking, nobody don't want to interrupt. Shut up.
And it's women like you that are proving that fathers make better parents,
Auntie,
single parents.
let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something. What are you going to tell me? You always want to tell somebody something, and it's nothing that nobody even wants to hear.
True. That's true. Let me tell you something. Please don't. Just don't. We've heard it before. It makes no sense. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to let this play for a little bit. Just so that she can dig an even deeper hole. And we'll discuss it.
You always, let me tell you something. Here's another example. But
That's why I said somebody that is a good friend to me. Somebody that's because
this is a woman that said. Do you know what I realised? Right, blessing. This is a woman that I just remembered where I kicked off again. I just realised that she sit here and she wants to have her friend and have a child. This is the woman that she said that she aborted her child because she didn't want her child to have a bad life, and she could have had the child there on her own.
there's a respect. I would never take my child away from his father.
No, you just kill it instead.
Doing that.
No, I'm not. Let me
doing that.
No, because you keep shouting instead of trying to.
You kill one, now you want to raise one in your own. Why didn't you raise the one before you killed it?
That's not what I'm trying to
I
get
don't want
at.
to understand what you're saying, because that make no sense to me. You've been explaining for ages and
I just couldn't take any more of her rant. I've got to shut her down.
ages and ages and ages. It don't make no sense.
Listen,
You're not listening
it
to
does make
nobody,
sense.
but you want everyone to
Auntie,
listen to you.
listen.
You've got him there telling you.
Facts. Textbook facts. You want everyone to listen to you, but you won't listen to anybody. Let me land. Let me land. The runway's been clear for hours. You have no intention on landing. So what? What's the dealio? I don't... Make it make sense. I honestly ask you that question though. Make it make sense. How? In the name of all that is decent, can a person be that stupid? That narcissistic to think that they're right, and that delusion to think that they can power on and say what they want, and people will take it. Textbook insanity. And once again, insanity is the act of doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result each time. Textbook. I mean, I could write 3 or 4 books on narcissistic personality disorder using Dinalva as my case study. And I'm sure there are people out there thinking she can't be all that bad. And you might be right. She may not be all that bad, but she's bad enough.
You got the women there telling you. You got her there telling you.
Don't call me fam. Me and you, no family. Don't call me fam.
Every
You got
time you
him there telling you,
your
and
messages,
you
it doesn't
do
make
not
sense.
listen.
You're not saying what I'm saying.
You're not saying what you're saying because you keep on changing it. Whatever you're saying is wrong. I don't want to hear what you're saying. I already said that. But you still want to go over what you've been saying. And when people watch it, they will see that each time you go over what you're saying, you change it. But you're still wrong.
You're
I'm right here saying she's right. She's right. Constantly repeating the same stupidity over and over again, yet changing it. So it becomes word salad. It's a whole bunch of gibberish that means absolutely, positively, and emphatically nothing. And she'll continue to spout it. She is the textbook example of throwing crap at a wall and hoping that it sticks to get a foundation to build her other lies on.
choosing to try and shout. You're listening to us.
Cool, you don't want to hear me shout. This equipment's really good, believe you me. That's me talking loud. That is not me shouting. You don't want to hear me shout.
And I can say the same thing. People say, why are you shouting? This isn't shouting. I'll show you. Would you like me to show you? I'll show you shouting. This isn't shouting.
What it sounds like you're saying.
Can
You're in so much pain and you've got so much abandonment trauma that you'd be prepared to pass that trauma on to your child. Rather than
I love the way this girl spoke. I hate when people put their feet up in the chairs, but she's just so beautiful, so calm, so untraumatized because she got help for her trauma. And I thought she was a lovely guest. I really did.
just spend the time healing yourself so you can go into a relationship potentially with a friend and actually allow yourself to learn how to be loved, how to love yourself first. Because if you have a baby, you're just going to be passing the same trauma pattern that was probably passed to you from your mum onto your child.
Listen.
That girl is spitting truth. You go, baby girl, you go. It's trauma. It's unresolved trauma. But it is trauma. That's what this whole thing boils down to in the end. Trauma. Something happened to her as a child. I think that's a lot to do with her father not being there. And instead of getting help for it, for whatever reason, she let it fester. and it grew. And I hate to say this, but in the UK, there's no reason for that. Because I honestly do believe that it falls under the umbrella of the NHS and it's free. You can go get that worked on. You can get help. The NHS provides free health care for all its citizens, from birth to death. If you were born in the United Kingdom, you're a citizen of the United Kingdom, and you're entitled to free health care. It may not be the best, but it's a damn sight better than what we have here. Because here, we have the best health care in the world if you can afford it. And most of us can't. I'll say that again. The U.S. has the best health care in the world for those who can afford it. Classic example, then we'll get back to the video. I've got 2 children. A boy who was born in the United Kingdom and a girl who was born here in the United States. The boy was born to us. It was gas and air, standard labor, cost me $0 and 0 cents. $0 and 0 cents. My daughter was born 2 years later. Wife had an epidural, so it was a lot easier before birth. $20,000. And that was $2008. Just for inflation, that's about $40,000 to $50,000. Back to the video.
Listen,
That's deep abandonment.
let me tell you something.
You'd rather not be with anyone than allow someone to
Dinalva.
free.
We weren't even laughing at her. She still don't get it.
Guys, let him go.
Can we just rewind before this got
Rewind it.
mad deep, yeah?
Yes.
You made this whole point.
Before it got mad deep as soon as she opened her mouth and started talking BS.
About how guys that you've got that are friends that are in the
Yes.
friend zone, yeah, and they don't move out of the friend zone because they're your friends. They will never step out. But this whole argument started because you said when you decide to have a kid, you will just pick one out of the friend zone. So you contradicted yourself
No.
straight away.
And that was a man that was.
Woo! I hadn't even thought of that. But that was true. The whole argument started because she decided that when she wants to have a child, she'll pick her friend out of the friend zone, yet she put friends in the friend zone because she couldn't see herself doing that. Mommy, my head hurts. Make it make sense. My head hurts.
Peacefully, quietly, listening to what she was saying. She still wouldn't have it.
Okay, I'll explain myself. Let's
She always wants to explain herself, but we just don't get it.
again. So let me
Explain
clarify
your
this.
contradiction. Go on.
Explain the
I'll
contradiction.
say what
Explain the contradiction. Yes, please. This ought to be good.
I want, my ideal situation is to have a man that I meet. We respect each other. We get on really well. We have love for one another.
So
It's
this,
cool.
isn't
Wait.
anyone in your friend zone now?
No. This
Changed it before it was a friend.
can be somebody new because obviously if that was
Now it's going to be somebody new. She's
Wow. Another trait of a narcissist is the classic goalpost moving. Charlie Brown, you are never going to kick that football. I don't care how many times Lucy promises to do it, not to move the ball. You'll get it this time, Charlie Brown. Smack. Constantly. And for no reason. She moves the goalposts.
going to pick up the man off the street, have a child.
okay, so I would have done it by now. So, anyway,
I'm just make it make sense. Look what she's doing to me. I've got to take my blood pressure medication. Look, because I just can't believe that somebody can be so delusional. Dinalva.
And actually fall in love with them. Like
It's not
actually
about
be.
falling.
Stupid. It's time to call a spade a spade. To be that pretty and be that stupid, that's pretty privilege in a nutshell. Talking out the side of her neck. Talking like her shit don't stink. Peter, fuck you. And you got Sarah Garvey over here who's like, I can't. I just can't. I can't. I can't anymore. Probably went down there, probably the local Tesco's around that way. Will probably sell out of aspirin, paracetamol. They can't keep it on the shelves, especially when she's around. This chick. This flippin' chick.
Relationship with them.
That's more unrealistic though. Like you've got a better chance.
You asked me to explain it. Every time I say something, you just interrupt. That's why you don't get the.
You interrupt people. That's what they're just learning. They're just doing to you what you done to them.
Yes.
So the point is, if you have respect for somebody, so for example, if I'm with a guy that we respect each other, but we don't have to be in a possessive relationship where it's like you're mine and I'm yours. No, I want it to be a case of, for example, we have a baby and every single day we communicate. You can come over my house, I can come over to yours. The baby will grow. Daddy lives there, mommy lives here. You can go to that.
No. It won't work. It can't work. You can't force a round peg into a square hole. That's what she's trying to do. And what about the man? What if he doesn't want a co-parent? What if he wants to live with you and love because he loves you and wants to be with you? Which is a fucking stretch. I can't see that at all. But in the event that it did happen, what about him? You didn't think about that, did you? In your plan for world domination, i.e., having your baby and raising it the way you want to raise it. There's no room in it for another person. There's no room for another parent. And that's what I'm telling you. If the situation did play itself out, it'd turn really ugly because the man would be sick of it and start to poison the child's mind against his mother. And Dinalva, being Dinalva, will return the favor and used to run up with one incredibly screwed up kid.
Daddy's house. You can.
She sounds like that Indian bird, the married Indian bird that we had, and she said, "Oh, my husband just lives down the road. My child don't know no different. My child doesn't know." One of the ones that had a go at me. That's what she said, Shinola or whatever her name is. That's exactly what she sounds like. The only thing is that the Indian girl done it, but she got married first.
You two having sex? Are you having sex?
Can I give you some advice? Can I give you some really gold advice? Really gold advice here.
Their faces are priceless. He's trying not to laugh in her face. She's, oh my God. She is, look forward, don't look at her, don't look at her, don't look at her. And she's, for fuck's sake, are you for real? Are you for real right now?
Yeah, listen, it's a mess. You've got a better chance.
Hear what somebody said? It's a mess. That's another woman telling her it's a mess.
Grabbing one of the guys in the friend zone and having a kid with him because you know that.
And this one here is still shaking her head like, I can't fucking believe this. I came out here for a spirited debate, and I got to deal with this shit. How? These are 2 hours I can't get back.
them, you're friends with them.
And having a
Yeah,
relationship with
random.
them.
Listen,
Yeah.
you've got literally probably 0% chance meeting a guy fresh and being like, hey, I know we just met, but let's have a kid.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Dinalva.
And then
Like, that's
only
not-
that,
like, that's
I'd rather do
dreamland.
that
That's
than you just
dreamland.
become a standard
Dinalva,
toxic baby
let me
mother.
just read you some
Dreamland.
stats, right? 90% of single parent households are headed by mothers. 90% of all
Yes.
single parent households are headed by mothers, right? 63% of youth suicides are from single mother homes. 90% of homeless and runaway children are from single mother homes.
This is a man that works with the youth as well. So he's not just reading the stats, he actually works with the youth.
71% of high school dropouts are from single mother homes.
Okay.
70% of youths in operated institutions are from single mother homes. 80% of youths in prison are from single mother homes. 85% of children who show behavioral disorders are from single mother homes.
Right.
And 80% of children with anger issues are from single mother homes. Now hang on a
Okay,
minute.
yeah, you go
Hang
on.
on a minute.
And most delusional women like Dinalva come from single women homes.
You're
This is the second time that Sarah has given facts. This exact same facts. He said this early in the video and in the previous podcast. He said this. So by now, this should be a foregone conclusion. There's nothing to argue about. There's not discussion. It is what it literally is. And the facts dictate that children of single mother households are overwhelmingly at a disadvantage. Overwhelmingly. Again, there are some that escape the cycle, but they're few and far in between. And she wants to consciously, deliberately want to bring a child into this mess. She's going to purposely bring a child in this world knowing that it's starting with 2 strikes. And she's doing this to prove them wrong. Maybe she will, but the odds are against it.
You're saying you want to be a single mother, essentially. And if I read you these stats and what it's going to be like for your child, generally, you might hang on to say, oh, but it says 80%, which means I might be on the 20%.
I'm an exception.
I'm an exception to the rule. But the rule looks like this.
So let me ask you a question.
Are you willing to put your child
So
at this statistical disadvantage?
Answer.
Yes, answer the question. And the question is simple. Even knowing that you could be an outlier, you could be the exception, you could be the one that raises a model child. Even knowing that, knowing what you now know, and you know this because he said the same thing once before. So this isn't new news. This is old hat. Would you become a single mother? And you can see, Pearl, as I play the video back again, answer the damn question. Once again, going back to How to Survive a Podcast. Short, sweet, and to the point. Yes. No. And the answer there should be no. It won't be, but it should be.
Answer his question.
yeah, no, there wouldn't
Answer-
be an advantage because I wouldn't be a single mom.
See what I mean? Can't answer a question. It's yes or no. It's not an open question. It's a closed question. Yes or no.
Dinalva.
I wouldn't be a single mom.
Dinalva,
Yes or no?
answer
I
yes
think
or no.
I wouldn't be a single
Dinalva,
mom.
yes
so
or no?
I wouldn't be a single
Yes
mom.
or no?
You
I
would
wouldn't
be a single
And not
mom.
only that, I'll ask you again, how do you feel about putting your children in that situation?
Can't believe she said that to me. I can't believe she said that to me. But she did.
You're not with a mum?
But like I
That
said,
wasn't by choice.
No, but I'm just trying to say, I never chose to be a single father.
Sorry,
Do you
that-
understand?
that's
Now, hang on,
fine.
hang on.
Tell him. He didn't choose his life. Life chose him. So he's making the best, he's making lemonade out of lemons. He's doing the best he can with the tools that he's given. So there is no, what would you do? He didn't choose to be a single father. And even still, statistically speaking, his child will be better off. That's the part that she doesn't get. That's the part that she can't fathom. She doesn't understand it. She'll never understand it. And now she's getting an attitude. Because everybody's dogpiling on her. And they're dogpiling on her because she refuses to acknowledge a simple truth. And that truth simply is, don't bring a child into the world by yourself if you don't have to. And for the majority of people, they don't have to.
That is the same sign thing
This
that
is what
she
we're
just
talking
threw
about,
back at you.
communication. This is what we're talking about,
Yes.
communication, right? We spoke about this at the beginning of the show. I showed you statistics. Your rebuttal to me was to use an emotional response to say, oh, but you put your child in that situation.
Yes.
But you know what? I never, because I did not choose to be a single father. Single fatherhood came to me. The difference between you and I, you are choosing to put yourself at a statistical disadvantage.
I am not.
And then she lies. I am not. Yes, you fucking are. As I said before, this is next level stupidity. This man is speaking the truth. I did not choose to be a single father. I didn't choose it. It was thrust upon me. So I'm making do with that situation. You chose it. No, I didn't. Yes, you fucking did. And if they don't play back for you, I sure as hell will. Because you did. And as I said before, I love it because he's just proving my point again and again and again. He said that at the top of the show, he gave the statistics, and her thing was, what did you do about your child? So she knows this. She can't hear. But because it doesn't fit her wheelhouse, because it doesn't advance her position, she chooses to ignore it. And that's the most dangerous type of ignorance in the world, because that's willful ignorance. You've been told what's going to be happening twice. And you're doubling down on your stupidity. Ignorance may be bliss, but willful ignorance is stupidity.
By putting yourself in a single mother situation.
I
No,
wouldn't
but
be
you
a
are. But the
single
thing
mother.
is, you said that. But you said
Yeah,
that though.
yeah,
You
yeah.
actually said that.
I think the point.
Listen,
I think the point is.
For the purposes of this conversation, Sarah, I hear you. I hear you. I so hear you. I got to get this man on my show. And we're going to do an entire podcast just on breaking it down on Dinalva and her stupidity. Because this is beyond delusional. This is beyond narcissism. This is stupidity. You've been shown time and time again, not only that your position is wrong, but why it's wrong. Your belief system has been shot so full of holes, you could drive a fleet of tractor trailers through it. Yet you persist. and you double down on it. Let's play a little bit more, and then we're going to close it up because I can't take her anymore.
What the
Co-parenting.
hell
She
is going
sees
on here?
co-parenting as her not being a single, as her not being a
Because the
single
father will
mother.
be present
That's
there
what she
all the
sees.
time.
Would he be living with you in a loving relationship? Like,
Listen, but that's okay. It doesn't need to be living with me. That's the whole point. I
What
don't know
about
why
when
that's
you
the
get
point he's
someone?
trying to
No,
make.
that's
He's
okay.
saying that the father
Someone.
wouldn't
But
be
listen,
there
but
because the father
listen.
wouldn't be present 24/7 in the
Look,
house with you. He
Of
wouldn't
course.
be.
She's interrupting
Oh, sorry.
that girl too.
Listen,
So you
let
and
me
you're
tell you
saying,
something.
and you even said that he would go to yours and he would go back to theirs. So
My
at what
G.
point would you be together?
What-
My G. Fam. My G. Come on. Do they use those slangs? No.
Okay, so let me tell you.
Therefore,
So
you- they wouldn't be.
women that have men that travel a lot for business and do this, that not at home all the time, they're
Where's
single
my
moms
drink?
then, yeah?
Don't be stupid. Oh, no, don't be Dinalva. Dinalva. It's different. And you're going to find out exactly why it's different. But I'll say it just in case they don't. It's different because the father can come home. Back to his wife. Back to his children. Or in the case of not being married, back to his partner, his significant other. They cohabitate the same house, the same domicile. And you can see she's mad. Poor baby, you mad. You mad?
She even turned the girl to drink. Here the girl. Oh, girl, where's my drink? I mean, as she carried on, then the whole panel would have been drunk by the end of the night.
Dinalva,
Can I just say that? Wait.
That's why I'm going to stop it because she ain't listening to nobody. She was just turning. Look, the girl's drinking. The girl wasn't even drinking that much. And as soon as she started talking her rubbish again, the girl on the right started drinking. The girl in the left is shocked. The girl in the middle is looking at Pearl saying,
No,
like,
but that was me.
help her. I can't take it anymore. I'm going to watch the next clip now. So it's going to follow this one, the last one after this. And here's my final reaction to Dinalva. And I'll explain why I'm playing this clip at the end. So let's go.
I'm going to watch that clip a little bit later. Just to see what she's talking about. That was a lot. That was a whole lot. That was a lot and then some. Because you had a woman who lives in Signville. Sign language is her religion, and she's the pastor. She has to be right. And to be right, she'll try shaming. She'll try insulting. And she'll try guilting. All of the need to be right. And she's trying way too hard. Because she knows, in her heart of hearts, she knows she's in a losing argument. She knows this. She can't win. It's a zero-sum game, and she's the loser. She knows this. And yet, she'll continue. On and on, ad nauseum, until either they run out of time and kick her out, or they just get so frustrated, okay, all right, whatever, next. To sum this up, Auntie Jenny doesn't like Dinalva. That's a foregone conclusion. And now you have an idea as to why, because of the situations that she had. This reaction video was 50 minutes and some change. And as I said, she's gonna end it and tell why she feels the way she does. And I'm gonna watch it, and I may make a short video with a comment on that later. But this is an exercise in stupidity. You're told that you're wrong. You've shown why you're wrong. Not once, but in several instances, more than twice. You've been shown why you're wrong. And yet you continue to be wrong. Hoping that somebody, somewhere, will be like, hang on a minute. She might have a point here. But she's not getting it. There are several times in this video where people have either rolled their eyes, rolled their heads, or held their hands up in frustration. Because everybody else can see the point. Everybody else can see the point. As the girl, as the white girl on the left said, his point was you're choosing to be a single parent. No, I'm not, and this is why. Let me land. This diatribe, for lack of a better word, has been brought to you by the power of 5. Like, comment, subscribe, notify, share. Those 5 actions will help boost the YouTube algorithm and help us to make people's lives a little bit better by allowing more and more people to partake in what we do. And once again, don't even, if you really like what we're doing, don't even wait that long. Share it. Let other people know that we exist. Heck, they may like it. They may decide to show it to other people. And we'll grow that way. And once again, the easiest metric, the easiest way for the YouTube algorithms to track us and boost us is to like it. Just like it. Thank you all for allowing me this extra special rant fest into the insanity that is Dinalva, and how one person is reacting to something that I think we've all felt. Lord knows I have. I may get her on the show too, just so we can bash her together. But this is OBJ. You've been listening to What the French Toast, What the Flip, whatever, WTF. Imploring you all to stay safe. Do better. And good night.